Across the nation, the story of America is written in the footsteps of those who come to explore its cities, drawn by the promise, the energy, and the cinematic wonder of its most iconic places. For generations, the United States has stood as a beacon for travelers from every corner of the globe, but today, a sharp rise in the visitor visa fee to $250 is sending shockwaves through the tourism industry and through the dreams of many. This is more than a financial hurdle. It's a story about families separated, students reconsidering futures, and entrepreneurs facing new uncertainty. In this special report, American Times takes you to the heart of 10 major cities to uncover how this policy shift is changing the face of tourism and the spirit of America itself. Join us as we report the pulse of a nation in transition. New York City, Times Square, Central Park, the Statue of Liberty. This is a city that thrives on global energy, pulsing with the footsteps of millions from every corner of the world. For decades, it's been a beacon for dreamers, artists, and explorers, a place where every street tells a story and every night feels alive with possibility. But now, the sound of fewer cash registers and emptier tables is echoing through the city. Once bustling cafes and restaurants sit quietly, their chairs stacked and lights dimmed earlier than ever before. The familiar hum of conversation and clinking glasses has faded, replaced by a new, uneasy silence. The $250 visa fee is a silent deterrent, especially for families from Brazil or India. $1,000 before booking a flight. For many, this is more than just a number. It's a barrier that turns dreams of visiting the Big Apple into a distant hope. Parents count their savings, children look longingly at brochures, and plans are quietly put on hold. A hot dog vendor near the Met told me he's seeing fewer large groups, more solo travelers. The laughter of families and the chatter of tour groups have been replaced by the quiet footsteps of lone explorers, each one a reminder of the crowds that used to gather here. The ripple effect is immense. Taxi drivers, shop owners, Broadway ushers, all feel the pinch. Empty cabs line the curbs, souvenir shops gather dust, and theaters that once echoed with applause now wait for audiences that may not come. The Tourism Board reports a dip in bookings from countries most affected by the new fee. Travel agents stare at empty calendars and the city's visitor statistics show a sharp decline, painting a sobering picture of lost opportunities and fading excitement. New York was always expensive, but this feels like a penalty, not a premium. For many, the cost is no longer just about splurging on Broadway or a fancy meal, it's about whether they can come at all. The city's famous price of admission has become a wall, not a welcome mat. It's a toll booth at the start of the journey, turning many away before they even set foot on American soil. The excitement of travel is replaced by frustration and disappointment, as would-be visitors are stopped at the border by costs they can't afford. The city's economic ecosystem is missing the global crowds that once defined it. Ferries, tour buses, and iconic landmarks now see only a trickle of visitors, their absence felt by every business that depends on their presence. For many, the dream of New York is now just out of reach. Suitcases remain unpacked, and the city's skyline is admired from afar, a symbol of what could have been. The city that never sleeps is starting to feel a little lonelier. Streets that once buzzed with life now echo with solitude, and the benches of Central Park sit empty as dusk falls. And the world is noticing. Headlines flash across international screens, and travelers everywhere wonder if the city that once welcomed all will ever feel the same again. Los Angeles, the global epicenter of entertainment built on dreams and starlight. But the magic is fading for many international travelers. Hotels, tour companies, and theme parks are seeing fewer bookings, especially from Latin America and Asia. For a family from Mexico, the visa fee can mean choosing a different destination. The impact ripples out. Food trucks, artists, and restaurants all depend on international visitors. LA sells dreams, but the price of entry is turning those dreams into a financial nightmare. The question, is Hollywood's allure enough to overcome a $250 barrier? For many, the answer is no. Miami runs on heat, sun, culture, nightlife. International tourists, especially from South America and Europe, have long fueled the city's energy. Now, the $250 visa fee is a deal-breaker for many. Club owners and event promoters see fewer international ticket sales. Restaurants notice emptier tables. The entire tourism chain, boat rentals, art galleries, cigar shops, feels the strain. Miami's brand as a glamorous, accessible playground is at risk. A federal policy is undermining billions invested in the city's image. The vibrant, multicultural energy that defines Miami is fading behind a financial barrier. Las Vegas, a neon oasis built on volume and spectacle. International visitors stay longer and spend more, but the $250 visa fee is a major deterrent for most. Casino executives and convention organizers are seeing a drop in international attendance. Shows, restaurants, and high-end shops all feel the absence. Conventions that once drew thousands from Asia and Europe now see fewer registrations. The city's all-are-welcome spirit is being tested by a cover charge at the border. In a world full of entertainment options, many are choosing to take their business elsewhere. Vegas is left gambling on a future with fewer international players. The stakes have never been higher. Orlando, often called the theme park capital of the world, is a dream destination, a rite of passage for families from every corner of the globe. For decades, it's been a place where childhood fantasies come alive, and where families create memories that last a lifetime. But now, a $250 visa fee per person is casting a shadow over those dreams. For many, this fee is a massive blow to Orlando's core demographic, middle-class families who save for years just to make the trip. Imagine a family of 5 from Brazil. Suddenly they're facing $1,250 in visa costs alone. Money that could have gone toward park tickets, hotel stays, or even a few magical meals with beloved characters. For many, it's simply too much. The parks themselves are feeling the absence, lines are shorter, the usual chorus of different languages is quieter, and hotel rooms that once booked months in advance now sit empty. It's not just the parks that suffer. The entire Orlando ecosystem, car rentals, restaurants, outlet malls, and even local shops, feels the impact when families choose Paris or Tokyo instead. Jobs are at risk, and the local economy takes a hit. Orlando was built on magical memories, on the promise that anyone could experience the wonder. But now, the visa fee has erected a financial wall, keeping countless families on the outside looking in. The happiest place on earth is missing the laughter, the excitement, and the joy of international families who once filled its streets. The magic feels quieter, less vibrant. The dream of Orlando is still alive, shimmering just beyond reach. But for many families around the world, it's a dream that's slipping away. The magic isn't gone, but it's fading, one missing guest at a time. San Francisco, a city of innovation and global connection. Tech conferences like Dreamforce and WWDC are seeing fewer international attendees due to the visa fee. Companies send smaller teams or opt for virtual attendance, missing the point of in-person networking. Hotels, restaurants, and rideshares all feel the drop in business. The city's reputation as a global meeting place is at risk. Beyond tech, fewer tourists ride cable cars or visit Alcatraz. The free exchange of ideas that made Silicon Valley thrive is being stifled. San Francisco's bridge to the world is narrowing. The city's future feels less connected. Chicago, architectural marvel, cultural powerhouse, and global destination. The $250 visa fee is a major hurdle for international tourists. Museums, boat tours, and theaters are seeing fewer visitors and emptier seats. High-end retailers on the Magnificent Mile report a drop in international shoppers. The city's substance and curiosity are being stifled by a price tag. Chicago's warmth and hospitality now feel like a cold shoulder. The city's vibrant cultural landscape is quieter, emptier. The world's curiosity is being turned away at the door. Seattle, the Emerald City, gateway to Asia and Alaska. The $250 visa fee is constricting international flights and cruise tourism. Airlines see less demand from Asia, cruise lines lose passengers to Vancouver. Fewer cruise visitors mean fewer hotel stays, restaurant meals, and Space Needle trips. The city's pre- and post-cruise economy is undermined. Seattle's outward-looking progressive spirit is being challenged. The natural beauty remains, but the man-made barriers are growing. The city's global gateway is narrowing. Boston, where America's story begins, a magnet for students and history lovers. The $250 visa fee is a major obstacle for international students and school groups. Tour guides lead smaller groups. Museums see lower foot traffic and less revenue. Universities and hospitals feel the impact as fewer students and patients arrive. Boston's spirit of openness and learning is being undermined. the invitation to learn and explore feels less sincere. The stories of the revolution are still there, but the audience is shrinking. History's pages are turning, but fewer international eyes are there to read them. Washington, D.C., the symbolic heart of the United States, a city where history and ideals are etched into every stone and statue. Here, the grand avenues and iconic landmarks have long welcomed visitors from every corner of the globe, inviting them to witness the nation's story firsthand. Yet today, the city's free museums and monuments, once bustling with curious travelers, are overshadowed by a new barrier: the high cost of simply entering the country. The open doors of knowledge and culture now seem just out of reach for many. The $250 visa fee, a steep price for many, pushes dreams of visiting out of reach for countless international families and eager school groups. For some, a trip to Washington was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now, it's a distant hope. Museums, which depend on high visitor numbers for funding and vibrancy, now face quieter halls. Hotels and restaurants, once thriving on the energy of global guests, see fewer faces and empty seats. The city's unique role as a living classroom and a center for international diplomacy is diminished. Fewer students walk its historic paths and fewer diplomats engage in its corridors. Tour buses, once filled with excited voices in many languages, now run emptier. The city's vibrant international food scene feels the absence of those who once brought the world to its tables. The visa fee sends a clear message: our welcome is conditional, reserved for those who can afford the price of admission. The spirit of openness is clouded by financial barriers. The monuments still stand tall, their messages of freedom and democracy unchanged. But now, those messages echo in a quieter, more somber space, heard by fewer ears. Around the world, people are listening and noticing the silence that has settled over the capital's once crowded monuments. The world wonders, who are these symbols for, if not for all? Across these 10 cities, the impact of the $250 visa fee is clear and troubling. It's not just about economics, it's about the message we send to the world. The fee is changing how we're seen, from welcoming to transactional. Travel builds bridges and enriches us all. Barriers only isolate. We must find a balance that protects security without sacrificing our spirit of welcome. The world is watching, waiting for a sign that America's open arms are still worth the price.